If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me.
Whoop. Make me say, my.
I done been around the world. Yeah, I was made for this.
Player Performance with J.A. Cavalier.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to MLB Player Performance, the morning show on this Thursday morning. It is the final day of July, the 31st, 2025. The Shark and the Gun. We got a small card today. Guns and I are trying to figure it out. It's the trade deadline day, 6 o'clock. It seems like the league has decided there's going to be a lot of trades, probably last minute. Give most of these teams off and let the guys travel to their new teams. We're not traveling. We're always here for you guys. Guns Picks, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, that's the only answer to why there's only 3 games that are on the board. It's just on the sheer fact that I think there's just going to be some moving parts, moving pieces, some new players and new uniforms by the time we get to August 1st. But yeah, there's 3 games on the board, and we got to give you the plays to pay the bills, and I'm ready to get into it, Shark. Let's do it.
Absolutely. This reminds me of playoff baseball. Limited schedule, a lot of conversation. MLB Player Performance on this Thursday starts now.
I live the bright lights, the type, the crowd lights. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
Thursday's theme is money. We're going to give you guys a full breakdown. Going to be quick, going to be conversational. All the analysis, as always. First game in the Bronx, Tampa at New York. 1 o'clock, Yankee Stadium, uptown New York. We get Ryan Pepiot on the road at Marcus Stroman. Very interesting conversation here. Pepiot has lost 8 consecutive road starts. Really a historical anomaly. This guy rarely even gives up runs on the road. Only 18 earned in 48 and a third, yet somehow lost 8 in a row. Gunz was telling me before the show he doesn't like to stand in front of streaks. I might get there. Gunz, talk to me on this one.
Oh, it's you're a guy that loves to just jump in there when a guy's like 0-8. I just like I'll just sit back and watch those guys burn in the ashes of their careers. You have Pepiot and Tampa really overall as a team just has been falling apart there. Tampa is 1-5 straight up in Pepiot's last 6 starts, 0-2 in Pepiot starts versus the New York Yankees. However, those were against Max Fried. Max Fried's lines are always a little bit elevated because he is the ace of that lineup. Plus 156, plus 204 in those matchups. He's plus 100 here. Roughly, depending on what books you're shopping at, 2-0 to the under in those games. So take note of that. Then you got Tampa 2-8 straight up versus AL East teams with Pepiot is on the bump and 0-5 on the road. So yeah, like I said, I don't like to step in front of streaks. 2-6 straight up and 8-1 to the under on the road in Pepiot starts as well. But he's got Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman kind of more susceptible of giving up runs. He's 7-1 to the over in his starts this year. That gives you an indicator runs are coming from both sides. However, hasn't faced a divisional opponent this year. This will be his first time facing a divisional opponent. Could be some obscurity there. That's probably why the line is so low. So it's probably telling more of a Tampa story. I do agree with that. However, like I said, don't step in front of streaks. On the other side, though, the total is kind of enticing to me sitting here at 8.5. That seems like a low total for a Yankee Stadium type of game. So if I lean one direction or the other, it's probably towards the total. It's probably towards the under. But for the side, I got to pass. Sorry, Pepiot.
Don't be sorry. I'll jump on it. Ryan, let's turn the corner on a suddenly not so casual Thursday to close July. You know, I got the hat on. I'll put it on forward for those of you guys hanging out with us on this Thursday. A beautiful print it is. And, you know, when we're looking at this, as I said, historical anomaly. We've never seen a pitcher be this efficient consistently on the road and lose 8 straight starts. It makes no sense. The Rays, outside of one isolated game, a 22-8 loss at Baltimore, where, of course, they did get obliterated, but they did score 8 runs. The other 8 road games for Pepiot this year, 12 total runs. That's 1.5 runs per game. This has to reverse, and I think this is really the perfect recipe for it. Marcus Stroman at Yankee Stadium. This guy is not a pitcher from 3 years ago. He has labored at the stadium all year. Home numbers absolutely terrible. 15 earned runs in only 19 innings pitched. 4 home runs against. And as Gunz mentioned, Pepio has already lost twice to the Yankees this year. Probably not ironically within this conversation, Tampa Bay got shut out both times, but it was Max Fried. And this is where it's going to come the other direction. One final point on this. Obviously, Gunz suggested it. I'll just confirm it. This is short for a reason. The books love Tampa Bay. We love them here. When you look at Tampa Bay's current record, we're recording this the night before, as you guys know. They're sitting 500, 54 and 54. I was going through the other teams right in their range of record versus run differential. Tampa Bay is emphatically better. They're plus 54 run differential. All the other teams in this range are sitting at minus 34, minus 19, minus 21, minus 63, minus 7. And the best corollary, San Francisco, 54 and 54 at plus 6. The Rays are 48 runs better than the next best team in the range of 500. They're a buy team. It's a buy low on the group, the pitcher, sell the Yankees. Take them this afternoon on the road. The buy hat is engaged. Giving you guys a free play. Take Tampa at plus 105. Keeping it moving. Next game on the card. No 4 o'clock games. Just going straight to the evening card. Cincinnati, Ohio, MLB Network National Game 7:10. Braves at Reds. Gunz and I do a lot on this one. I line with some emphasis. Andrew Abbott at home, really a buy pitcher. And speaking of pitchers that have not performed well for the Yankees this year, well, Carlos Carrasco making his first start for the Braves. I think this is a blowout spot. Gunz, you'll find.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Carrasco's in for a long day. Getting traded over to the Yankees. Now he is in Atlanta Braves, a team that just needs to be buried out in your backyard. I think their season is over. They are a sell team altogether. But as a starter with the Yankees, he's got 6 starts under his belt. All the way through April, basically, is when the starts happened. He was 2-4 straight up in those situations, but he was 0-3 as a dog. Hasn't pitched since May 4th. His ERA is 5.91, 1.52 whip. So he's even in this moment, while he hasn't pitched that much since early this year. Don't expect big things from him in this game because he's going against Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott, the Cincinnati Reds show up when he gets on the bump. 9-3 straight up in his last 12 starts. Abbott pitched against Atlanta back on May 6th. Now, granted, that was against Chris Sales. You're going to get a heavy dog line in those situations. He was a plus 195 dog in that situation. Lost the game 2-1. But guess what? It wasn't Abbott's fault. Abbott pitched 5 innings, no runs, 8 Ks. Absolutely destroyed this lineup. And I think you're going to see a similar type of situation here with Abbott. And then you got to just look at him at home in 5-inning windows. 1 run or less in 5 innings, 8 out of his 9 home starts this year. So he's just been absolutely dominant when they're playing at home. High total here, which is kind of a concerning. So you dug into that a little bit deeper. Cincinnati is 2-1 to the over in Abbott starts when the total is 9.5 or more. One of those were at home. The only under that hit was on the road. So he is fully capable of getting overs in his own stadium because Cincinnati is 5-1 to the over in Abbott's last 6 home starts. So if there's 2 ways to play this game, it's Cincinnati first 5. If you can get a good number, you can take a full game if you want. Still a good number there too. But I do like the over as well. I think it does go over the total, but you're going to need a lot of Cincinnati runs, but I think they can get there going against Carrasco. So Cincinnati, money line, first 5, and the over for the full game as the 2 plays for this game.
Yeah, I would completely align with that. I was actually very surprised to see Carlos Carrasco starting for the Braves to close the month here. But you mentioned it. I actually had a very similar comment written down here. I think at this point, it's just a lost season for Atlanta. This team was projected top 3 in the league in terms of the win totals in the futures market. It's just been injuries across the board. And we've detailed this time after time. It was Strider. Now it's Sale. It's Schwellenbach. Acuna Jr. just got hurt, I believe, yesterday. This lineup is just going to be really dead in the water. We talked about this with the Diamondbacks. Some of these teams that have had deep playoff runs in the last few years just really hit with injuries and kind of just rebooting to close the season for the next 50 games. The injuries for the Atlanta pitching staff have been historically high for them to actually have to reach to where Carlos Carrasco is at this point in his career. And as you mentioned, that's why the total is high. 2-1 Atlanta. Chris Sale against Abbott, as you mentioned earlier this year. The line in that game was a low 8.5. This moves up to 9.5. I have this projected hit 11 runs. I think this game could get out of control. I see Cincinnati winning this game potentially somewhere in the range of like just an outrageous like 15-2 or something like that.
Yeah, right.
So we're just giving you guys all the analysis on these spots. Definitely totally aligned, the shark and the gun here. Cincinnati and the over, and we will keep it moving. Final game on the card. I'm not entirely sure why these three games were selected out of all the teams. Rangers, Mariners opening up a series in the Pacific Northwest. Divisional game here, T-Mobile Park. Kumar Rocker, our guy, on the mound, on the road, at George Kirby. Kumar loves to pitch at home. He does not like to pitch on the road. And Kirby, for the beauty of this handicap, loves to pitch at home, doesn't like to pitch on the road. It seems like everything's aligning for the Mariners to get another emphatic win on this card. Gunz, any thoughts?
Yeah, just for the record, not related to John Rocker, former closer for the Braves. Very different dynamic between these two pitchers. But yeah, Kumar Rocker. What you got to know about him? He's a home pitcher. 1-6 straight up when he's on the road, and he's 0-2 as a road dog. So he just underperforms on the road, and this is the largest dog line that Rocker has had all season long, which is kind of alarming, knowing he's going against George Kirby. But George Kirby has pitched very good as late, and Seattle has really showed up for him, 7-2 straight up in his last 9 starts. Seattle is also 3-1 straight up in Kirby's last 4 home starts. Also, Seattle just owning the AL West, especially as of late at home. 8-1 in their last 9 home games versus their own divisional opponents. And Rockers faced Seattle twice already, plus 110 and plus 120 dog. And now the line is ticking upwards. But mind you, when he was plus 110, plus 120 home away, he was going against Brian Wu. Brian Wu, probably the ace of that lineup, arguably with Seattle. And George Kirby is just not to that level of where Wu is. So it's given a little high strength indicator that this is a Seattle spot all day long. It's juicy. You can get it at minus 150, minus 148. You can, if you shop around. We'll see where this line goes before this game's first pitch at 9:41 on Thursday. But I think this is a Seattle spot all day long. Give me Seattle money line as the play.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. And as you mentioned, Rocker has faced this Mariners lineup twice this year. Not coincidentally, very poor on the road, very good at home. Actually did beat Brian Wu in his most recent outing. But you go to the Kirby side of this conversation. He has not faced Texas within the division this year. Last year, I mean, talk about impressive. 3 starts, 2 at home, did not give up a single earned run last year to Texas at home in 13 innings pitched. The guy's found his flow. He was injured to start the season. He did not look particularly good his first 3 or 4 starts. He's now 3-1 last 4 at home. I could only look towards Seattle in this game as well. Shark and the gun here, a fast 14 minutes, and we got best bets. Thursday's theme is money. It is deadline day in baseball. 3 games, all the plays. Gunz, what are the best bets?
Hey, man, it's got to be the 2 that, I mean, we only have 3 games to talk about. So the 2 that I like is which way, shape, or form you play Andrew Abbott, figure it out. Money line on the first 5, money line on the full game. Just find a way to get there on the best price. And of course, Seattle with George Kirby on the bump with Rocker. Rocker just absolutely terrible on the road, going against Kirby's strong line. And like you said, historically, Kirby has done good against the Rangers, even though he hasn't played them this year. Seattle's played very well at home inside the division as well. So Seattle and Cincinnati money line are the 2 favorites on the board for Thursday.
Yeah, I'll give you my best bet. I have the hat on for a reason. I said it before. The buy hat is engaged. You want to buy this Tampa team. And again, it's just statistics. When a team keeps losing coin flips and a pitcher is elite getting no run support, Stroman will struggle. Take the Rays, my top play, looking at minus 105 now officially for the show. Gunz, give them a few words, and I'll close them out.
Yeah, we did a beautiful 3-game absolute breakdown. Gave you the card. You're welcome, people. Make sure you hit the like button on this video if you're watching this now. You're watching this later, and please share with your friends. And get into the comment section. Drop a few comments if you're liking the content that's coming on this channel. And also check us out on Telegram, Why Lose Guns, Why Lose Shark, and on Instagram as well. Same name, same channel. And we will be back this weekend for the Saturday live at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11 a.m. So please check us out, join the chat, get engaged, and we will cash some tickets.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it much better. We will be back Saturday morning, 15 games, kind of the opposite pace and detailed depth of this show, but 15 minutes, all the details. That is the show for today. Let's cash these tickets and let's dominate. For Jay Cavalier, cashing tickets around the world, the prop master Luke Shuey, and of course, Coach Rick. He is the gun. I am the shark. Stay fast, stay disciplined, stay strong, and let's dominate.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my